Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing well on this fine Sunday. Today's audio is going to be a little bit different compared to the other audio role plays I do because on today's audio, I'm going to be talking about my recent trip to North Carolina back in July until August. So we are going to jump right into that and we're going to go from there. So I hope you enjoy my story on my trip to North Carolina because I've been really wanting to share this with you all, and I'm sure everybody's, really excited to hear my trip. I bet everybody's probably was like wondering, like, oh, I wonder how Violet got along on her trip to see Jim Bro, all that kind of stuff. Like, from what I saw on Twitter, everybody was really happy for us, or well, not just us, but me included. That I got to visit Jim Bro, I got to see the person who I love and whatnot. So yeah, so I'm going to jump in right into the story. So it all started on July 11th, when the day I left. So I woke up, I had a friend took me to the airport, the Halifax Stanfield Airport. So I go there, I go through security because I'm going through like a connecting flight because it wasn't a direct flight, it was connected because I had to go to another city in Canada in order to get to Raleigh, the RDU airport in North Carolina. So I go through there, I show them my passport, go through security, bam, boom, done. And I make my flight to Montreal. And of course, I did get a little emotional on the, flying out because I'm like, oh my goodness, here I am, like traveling alone. Nobody's with me. It's just me by myself. Yes, I did get a little emotional, and but luckily there were two people who were comforting to me. They gave me snacks, like I said in the audio, in the plain audio. It was kind of inspired of my trip. So yeah, so these two people gave me some chips and they gave me some candy, and they were really nice to me. They were really nice, and I'm thankful for that. So I go to Montreal. Everything is pretty good. I'm heading in the right direction until we get to the security customs part. And that was an issue there because there were two people only working there, and there was a big long lineup. And I mean, like, a very long lineup. So we're trying to like get everybody in order as quickly as we could. And because of that, I ended up missing my flight to go to Raleigh because I was supposed to go to Raleigh right after that. So that was um, that was something I really was unhappy about, but nothing I could do there. So they got me a new flight. Of course, they messed up my passport, my not my passport, sorry, my boarding passes. So that kind of fucked it up there. So that was a bit of an issue. So I'm there running around to like all these kiosks to give me some new boarding pass and whatnot. So I go from Montreal to Toronto. So they had to ship me off to Toronto to another airport, which was so lovely. And I'm running around like very tired, considering I was up at like 5 o'clock in the morning that day. Didn't have anything to eat. I might have had like one drink of water when I was at the Toronto airport after I got through all the custom securities and whatnot and trying to get myself a new boarding pass. So I got all that. And while I was at the Toronto Pearson airport, I don't know who the hell was running it, but they were like changing the gates like a friggin' merry-go-round. So here I am, and not myself, but there's other people who were going to Raleigh too, were like running around like with their heads with their with their heads cut off or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what's the saying, but yeah, we were running around like you know what, and oh man, it was freaking exhausting. And it wasn't until about like 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern time where they finally stopped, and I finally got to sit down. I'm there on the I'm calling like family. I'm calling Jimbo. I'm calling some friends. Hey, I'm like telling them what happened, and I do not want to rehash on that day. Anyway, so I apparently didn't land apparently it didn't land to Raleigh between 12:30 after that. So yeah. So I I got to see Jim Bro by the time I got there. And oh my god, I was exhausted. I wanted to kiss the floor. I was like, I made it. I just want to kiss that damn floor. Oh my goodness. So I got there. I met Jim Bro. He picked me up and spun me around as promised. It was very cute, by the way. Um, and then onward we went to his house. And it's really sad because I don't even remember anything. Like I don't even remember, walking out of the airport. I just remember being stuck at the airport. Like I was that exhausted. Like I just remember like the only like I wasn't passed out or anything. I was conscious, but I was just so exhausted. Like I just don't even remember a thing that happened. All I remember is that his dad was driving. I was sitting in the back seat of their Lincoln, and Jim Bro was sitting right beside me, holding my hand. And I was tired. But I was talking, but I was really tired. And so on the way home, his dad was like, do you want anything to eat? Would you like some McDonald's or whatnot? I am like, no, I am going to bed. I was that tired. I just wanted to sleep. We can have McDonald's in the morning, which we did though. So yeah, so as soon as I got to the apartment, I put my pajamas on, plunked right down on the bed. I went to sleep like that. Now, I don't remember this, but Jim Bro said that in my sleep I had my arms out, like wanting him to hug me. Now, maybe I did do that in my sleep. I'm not 100% sure, but I do not remember that. So if I did do that, then oh well. I was tired, so I don't remember. So yeah, that was a little situation that happened. So moving forward the next day, um, so technically it was the morning of July 12th I landed there. So the morning of July 12th, I think it was like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, I woke up. I was only up for like a good about few minutes until, I don't know, we grabbed McDonald's for breakfast, and Jim and I sat downstairs in the kitchen. And don't forget, like, he has a basement that's attached to the house above him. So there's like an apartment down below, but the house of his parents is up above. So there's like a little walkway from our studio apartment up to the entire house, like to the garage that enters into the house. So we go up to the kitchen and we grab our food. And Jimbo and I were sitting in the kitchen. His dad was working from home that day. He went up to the office. So we go up there to the kitchen, and I said, I don't feel good. I said to Jimbo, I was like, I better go lie down. So I went to lie down, and I must have fell asleep, and I was in bed for like the entire day. Because I remember his dad was like, did you want to go to a Mexican restaurant? Well, I would have, but I wasn't feeling well. I think I was jet lag, because I didn't feel like eating. I was tired. I just didn't feel I just didn't like, I wasn't that happily bubbly me. I was just really exhausted. I just didn't feel myself. I just wasn't normal that day. Well, no wonder, because of what happened the day before. So, I can't remember what exactly we had for supper that night, but I knew his mother was really happy to see me. Like, we both go to the kitchen. His mother comes home from work, and his mother was like, "Oh, you're here," and I said, "I'm here. I made it," and she gave me a hug right away. Because, well, one, I wanted a hug, and she gave me a hug right away. Like, she felt bad for what I had to go through at the airport. But yeah, so the four of us, Jim Bro, myself, his mom and dad, we just had dinner outside. We sat at their little patio, and we just had good laughs. The four of us, we had a really good time. And then after that, Jim and I just went back to our apartment and just played some video games, cuddled, watched TV. Yeah, so that was that. So moving on to the weekend, we had a family dinner, a turkey dinner. So that was the day I got to meet Jim Bro's sister, Caitlin, and his brother-in-law, Sam. So that was fun. I got to meet the both of them. They brought their dog. They have a dog, Sam and Caitlin, named Kaiser. He's a German Shepherd. Very nice dog. I'll be honest, his barking is kind of scary a bit because I have flinched a few times. But yeah, he does have a scary dog. So no offense on to them. It's just I'm not used to German Shepherds. But Misty, on the other hand, our dog, she's an adorable sweetheart. Like she was so happy and excited to see me. She was jumping on me. Like, she was like, "Oh, new human, be my friend," you know? Yeah, that's our little Misty. So we had a fun time with her. We took her out for a walk. We sat outside with her. Yeah. But anyway, back to the family dinner. Yeah, it was a really fun family dinner. I got to tell them about them myself. They got to talk to them about themselves. Like I got along with the family very well. Like I'm there like nervous as heck. Like I remember they were preparing for dinner and I'm there like going outside. I'm like, because I'm not used to this because the only time we have family dinners, you know, is like on the holidays or whatnot. Like, and plus like with the family situation I'm in, we barely have any family dinners, you know, like it's really different to like have dinner with someone else's family, especially like you're meeting them for the first time, you know. So after we had dinner, we the six of us played a board game. It was called Betrayal on the Haunted Hill or something like that. I don't know. I played it before. I just keep forgetting the name of the title, but yeah, we had a lot of fun with that. And we had a lot of fun. So yeah. So a few days went on. So after the family dinner, we just did our normal thing, go back to the apartment and whatnot, Jimbro and I. So after that, Jimbro and I we just explored North Carolina. Like there were days where we went to downtown Sanford, and I mean we walked around. I mean, no offense to Sanford, I mean there was barely any like stores down there. It's kind of like the one here in New Glasgow. Like there's barely any stores down here to look at. Like I don't know, like some of them are gone. Some of them are like I don't know. Some of them are just stores that I'm not into, and most of them are just like office and apartment buildings, you know. So yeah, so that was kind of a bit of a downside of Sanford downtown, and Jimbro has to agree with that as well. Like there was nothing down there I wanted to look at, to be honest. So we just kind of like walked around, got our little exercise, I guess. And yeah, I got to check out like a lot of different stores. Like there's Lowe's, the grocery store. I'm sure most of you guys have that. I'm not sure where half of you guys are from. I don't know if you guys are from North Carolina or not, but I don't know. I don't want to assume anything, you know. So yeah. But yeah, I got to check out like Lowe's. I got to check out like Dollar Tree, Hallmark. Well, there was a Hallmark here in my area, but the closest one's in Truro, Nova Scotia, because the one here at the mall closed like back in February, and we were all disappointed by that, unfortunately. Yeah, and then we went to PetSmart. Yeah, it was pretty nice. It was really nice to go shopping with Jim Bro. That's when he bought me the roses. He bought me roses at Lowe's. No. I'm sorry. That was at Target. My mistake, not Lowe's. We were looking at roses at Lowe's, but they weren't very good, to be honest. And it almost kind of reminded me of the Sobeys flowers. Like some of them suck. No offense to those that shop at Sobeys here in Nova Scotia. But yeah. So yeah, and then so yeah, he bought me roses at Target. One day we went to Target. I think that was over in Holly Springs. So we'll get to that in a few minutes. We'll talk about Holly Spring in a few minutes. So we went to Hallmark, and he bought me a bracelet with my real name on it. I don't have it with me, unfortunately. It's probably back at the apartment. Yeah, so we got to check out a lot of things there. And he bought himself a mug that said Forever 29 because he's going to be 30 next May and he doesn't want to be 30. So he's like, oh, I'm going to be 29 for the second time. Like, okay, what makes you happy there? Anyway, so yeah, so there were a few days where we checked out other towns besides Sanford, like Holly Spring. We went there. We went to Target. He bought me the roses there. We got ourselves a new fan for the apartment because Jimbro loves to keep his apartment cool. I'm not kidding. Like he has fans blowing down there like in the apartment like almost every day, almost what I have in my room. So yeah, so nothing different there. Um, and then we went to so after we went to Target, we just kind of looked around at different stores in Holly Spring, and we went to Olive Garden for a little dinner, which was really good. We had mozzarella sticks for appetizers, and then we I had spaghetti with meat sauce and meatballs, and I forget what Jimbro had. I forget now, but yeah. Um, of course, there was a Walmart in North Carolina. Well, I mean, there's a Walmart almost everywhere, so Walmart's nothing new to me because we have a Walmart here, obviously. Um, and then there was a time we went to Durham. That's another town in North Carolina. We went to that was when we went to see Oppenheimer, the movie Oppenheimer. I don't know if you guys saw that movie or not. If you did, what are your thoughts on it? If you didn't, you guys can watch it if you want. It was an okay movie. It was just super long. And there were a couple of non-safe for work scenes, which you probably might see in the movie, that kind of made me a little uncomfortable, which I'm not going to get into because one's a bit of a trigger warning and one's just full like 18 plus. You know what I mean? You you get my drift. But anyway, so yeah, so that was a long movie. I think we went there about like 6 or 5 o'clock because it was a long night. It was a long lineup. Like we went to see it in IMAX, which is a bigger screen, and I know I apparently I just found out there's an IMAX in my city in Halifax. Well, I don't get out often, so I should be exploring more of my city, but as of right now, I can't due to a situation I'm dealing with, and plus I just don't have the motivation to go anywhere. But yeah. Anyway, so after we went to see Oppenheimer, we went to another movie theater. A few days later, we saw the Barbie movie. Myself, Jim Bro, his parents, and his sister and his brother-in-law. We went to see the Barbie movie, which was all right. At first, I didn't want to see the Barbie movie, but because this theater we went to had like these couches and these recline like footrests or something like that. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, and apparently like there's a little armrest that turns from a chair to a couch, and I guess you guys just cuddle. I guess I don't know, but yeah. So that's why I went to that, and then after that we went to the arcade. There was an arcade at the movie theater in a bowling alley, but that was when I broke my toe, which I'm going to get into that, which I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Yeah, so Jim Bro and I, we went to the arcade because I broke my toe and I wasn't able to bowl. So forward back to how I broke my toe was one day we came home from I think it was from the grocery. I think it was from Lowe's. We were making Parmesan chicken for dinner, and I went into the bedroom where Jim Bro and I were sleeping in, and I wasn't watching where I was going, and I stubbed my toe on the edge of the bed, and I fell right to my knees. Like I just went boom right down on my knees. Like Like, I was surprised I didn't like bawl my eyes out. Like, I didn't. Like, I was just like, ah, like that. Like, I was in pain. Like, I was like moaning. Like, not moaning, but moaning, groaning in pain. You know what I mean? Like that. But yeah, I was in freaking pain. And then, like, I was so in pain that Jim had to carry me from the apartment upstairs to the kitchen to help him, with the Parmesan chicken and stuff. And then 2 days later, we found out my toe was turning purple. So I said, we better go to the doctor. We better go get this checked out. So we go get this checked out, and the doctor's like, yeah, your toe is broken. Don't go hard on it, go easy on it, they said, and they just sent me home. I'm like, that's messed up. Like, and I'm no offense to those like healthcare systems down in Sanford. Like, I thought the ones here in Nova Scotia are bad. They're just as worse. They're just as bad as us Nova Scotians. And I'm not trying to badmouth healthcare systems, but I don't know if you heard on the news, like, I mean, I don't know how American healthcare systems work or whatnot, but I'm just telling you because this is what I have to go through, and this is what everybody all over Canada has to go through. But our healthcare sucks. It just straight up sucks. I know it sucks. My everybody knows it sucks. Like, even my friend in Winnipeg, she knows it sucks. So yeah, so it just straight up sucks. And like I said, no offense, but I'm just speaking the truth. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. Um, After that, we went to the sunflower field, so that was really fun. We got to look at sunflowers. We got pictures with sunflowers. We even took our dog Misty to the sunflower field. We just walked around. We had a good time. It was boiling hot, by the way, so we didn't stay out there too long because we were like bolting it back to the car. Like, it's so hot, we need air conditioning. And by the time we got back to the car, we're like blasting our air conditioning in the car, and poor Misty's like she was that out of breath. Poor girl. So yeah. I'm just trying to think what else we did. Oh yeah, GalaxyCon, of course. So we're gonna talk about GalaxyCon. So GalaxyCon was 4 days. Um, I can't remember exactly the date. I know it was at the end of July for 4 days. So we the on it was the so I bought tickets for Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I didn't go Saturday because Saturday was the day I went to get my nails done and have a little girls' day with Jim Bro's mom and his sister, which I'll go into that in a bit after we talk about Thursdays and Friday at GalaxyCon. So Thursday at GalaxyCon, day one, Jim Bro, myself, and his friend Roger, we just walked around, just looked at what was there. Um, yeah, it was really big. It was really crowded. It was it was like it was just extraordinary. Like, I never been to a convention like that before. So Friday was the day Jimbro and I cosplayed. I was Princess Peach and he was Mario. So, and it was super hot, which we shouldn't have cosplayed that day, but it was super super hot. And of course, I was wearing my air boot because I didn't want anyone walking on my foot because it was broken. But yeah, and we walked around. We bought some goodies, accessories, and stuff. I bought some Hell of a Boss pins. I got one currently on my purse, Octavia. I got two in my little jewelry box over there, one with Stolas and one with Luna. So that was pretty cool. Um, Jimbro bought me a Sailor Venus little action figure. I don't have it with me, it's back down at the apartment. He bought me a ring with a purple gem on it, which was really cute. I bought myself a headband with pink and purple gems on it, so that was pretty cute. Um, yeah, I bought tons of stuff. So Saturday was the day. Jimbo's mom, his sister, and I, the three of us, we went to get our nails done. Of course, I did my nails purple. His mother got yellow, and his sister got green. So the three of us, we had a lovely time at I forget this nail salon, but it was a really nice nail salon. And then after the three of us got our nails done, we went to First Watch and had brunch. I had a French toast. I forget what his mother and his sister had, but the three of us had really good laughs. We were having a wonderful time together. So, and then after we had brunch, we went shopping. Of course, we went to Target again. I think it was in Cary, I believe, this time, not in Holly Spring. So we go to Target in Cary. Of course, I bought myself a candy. You can never go wrong when it comes to Sour Patch watermelon candies. It's to die for me. I can't help it. And of course, I bought myself these little green socks that says "Happy Go Lucky," like the Irish and whatnot. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, after that, I met up with Jim Bro and his friends at Tabletop Tavern. I forget of that board game room was called, but I just called Tabletop Tavern. That's what Jim Bro calls it too. So myself, Jim Bro, his friend Roger, Bobby, and Nova, we all met up there. And then 2 minutes later, Jim's brother Sam comes in, and we're all hanging out together. And then yeah, and then after that we go home. So yeah, um, that was GalaxyCon. We went there Sunday, but I think we were all GalaxyConed out. Like I think I bought a keychain with GalaxyCon on it to have a souvenir, and I bought another anime action figure or figurine. Sorry. It's at the apartment, so I think it's called Relax Time or something like that. The one I got's got like this anime girl, and she's like in these gray gray t-shirt, gray short pajamas, and she's got like this hoodie on her with cat ears on it. Yeah, it was very cute, and it was just in my mind. I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about this figurine, so I was like, I gotta get it. So yeah, it was fun. So that's GalaxyCon. Um, so so after GalaxyCon, July 31st was the night Jimbro and I went out to have our little romantic dinner together, and that was the day him and I went to Jordan Lake together. So we went to Jordan Lake. We went to Jordan Lake. We took our dog with us. So we just went to sit at the picnic table. Him and I played some card games. Misty was just laying there. Yeah, and we had a picnic, so that was fun. And then after that, after we went to Jordan Lake, we went back. We went back to the apartment or house apartment. Got ready, and we went out for dinner. And we went to a restaurant called Ruth Chris, which was a steakhouse restaurant. It was it was phenomenal. Like I just can't get over the restaurant. It was really amazing. And so this was pretty cool and romantic on Jim Bro's behalf. So we go in, and Jim says reservations for his name, of course, which I'm not going to say his real name because it's personal, and I probably would get in trouble for that. So he says it, and the waitress comes out. She's got rose petals in her hand. Not the waitress, the host. Sorry, the host comes out with rose petals, and I'm just kind of there like, okay, what's with the rose petals? And then people are saying happy anniversary, happy anniversary. I mean, I know our anniversary is coming up, which it did, back on August 21st for 1 year. And so we get to the table, and the woman's putting rose petals on the table. And I'm just there like, what? And then I look at Jimbro, and he's smiling at me. I was like, okay, I see what he's doing. So, so we sat down, we wait for the waiter. And I said to Jimbro, I was like, did you put these rose petals? And he said he did. Well, that was really surprising and romantic on his half. which I appreciated because no guy has ever did that to me. So I had my stuffed chicken. I think he had a steak, and then after that we had our little dessert. And the waitress, who I'm not going to say her name because she told me her name, but I'm not going to say it for obvious reasons. Um, she comes up, she's like, "Here, I got some for you." So she writes "Happy Anniversary" on this white plate. I was like, "Oh my god!" And I said to Jimbo, I was like, "Did you do this when he was doing the reservation?" He said, "Nope." So that was a little surprise on their half on the steak on the Ruth Chris Steakhouse. So that was really nice of them. So yeah, um, so that was that part. Um, so this is where shit kind of happens again, and I honestly hate to bring this up, but it happened, so I'm have to tell this. So the night we went to Ruth Chris Steakhouse was the day I found out my phone was disconnected. My Samsung Galaxy Prime phone was disconnected. I don't know why my mother disconnected it. She told me on the email, but it was really fucked up of her to do that for me. My whole entire family was pissed, which I don't blame them. And it just caused major, major, major issues in the family. It shouldn't have happened. So I was supposed to leave August 2nd, but it got bumped to the 9th because I got a new phone and I didn't want to travel without a phone service because of what happened. So, yeah, so that was pretty fucked up there. Um, I don't know why my mom did that. Like, I just have no words right now. It's really sad. And, like, I couldn't even enjoy the last few days of my trip without her, like sending me like horrible emails. It's sad. But I got through it the best I could because Jimbo was there and he was supporting me, but still, it still wasn't right on my mom's behalf. So, yeah. So, a few days came by. I was supposed to leave on the 9th. I got an email from Air Canada saying my flight was canceled and they couldn't keep my flight. So, onward to August 10th. So I basically just spent the last day on August 9th going to David Buster's arcade with Jim Bro. And we just spent the whole day in Cary. And then we went to Five Guys for dinner. And then we just went home, got ready, and said goodbye to his family. And that was it. August 10th, I came back home. And the flight was better than it was me going there, I tell you. So I had a really good experience the second time coming home than going to North Carolina. But of course, things got heated when I got home, which I wasn't surprised because I knew what was going to happen when I got home. Well, foot in the door, I knew exactly what was going to happen. So yeah, yeah, I really got no words to say right now, but yeah, that's my North Carolina experience. Was it good? 100% because I got to see Jim Bro, but with the flip flop, with the unexpected, issues like the airport, my broken toe, disconnect the phone. Yeah, that was something I was not expected, but it happened. So, anyways, um, yeah, so that's my trip. Um, Jimbo's coming to see me this coming November, and as of right now, we have our goals set for me to move down there by February now. Hopefully everything works out. If it does, we might have to push back, but I really hope we don't. because I can only stay in this house for as long as I can, and like things aren't still better between my mother and I, but I'm just taking things one day at a time. So yeah, that's my story, I guess. Um, I really hope you enjoyed the story. Um, and I will see you on for my next audio on Wednesday, which is picking out your names with your pregnant wife. I bet everybody's really excited to hear that one. All right. Well, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good time zone. Stay safe and take care. Bye bye.